Hi, welcome to part 2 of the NetBeans Database Example. Part 1, I created the GUI, and this time I want to create a Java class that will hold learner objects. So when the user types in a name, address, and selects an age and hits the Save button, the details here are going to be saved into a learner object. They're then going to be passed on to the database access object class for inserting into the database. And likewise, when information comes back from the database, it'll be read into learner objects and populate an array list with. So what I'm going to do in my source packages here, I'm going to right click and create firstly a new package. So the GUI is in the view package. The object or the class I'm about to create is going into a model package. So package name here will be model. Now let me see, I want it to be com.sandra.model. So I'm going to accept for a minute. So here, and new package. There we go, just saves me typing it in. A little bit lazy. com.sandra.view.model. No, com.sandra.model. There we go. Now in that I'm going to add in a new Java class and I'm going to call this Learner. Now in here, so first I'm going to type in the member variables. So just a reminder, Learner is made up of a name, address and age. So the member variables should be private. Going to be a string for name, private is string for address, and private and int for age. Now I can get lazy and have NetBeans generate the code. So I'm going to right click here and insert code. So I'd like a constructor. So I would like a constructor with all the values. Now just remember there as well, the database is going to automatically generate IDs. So I won't be saving an ID, but I will be reading them from the database just so we can see them. So I'm going to add in an ID here. So when I create learners for saving, I will be calling this constructor. And when I retrieve the learners from the database, I will be using the constructor that takes all the values, including the ID. So I'm going to right click here, insert code, and create another constructor. And this time add in, there's a select all button there, add in all of the fields. Now I want getters and setters and I want a toString. So right click, insert code, getter and setter, all of those, generate, and right click, insert code, and toString. So the toString I'm really going to use just for kind of testing purposes, just as I'm going along to make sure that my code is working. When I create a learner, I just print it out just to see it in the output window to see that everything is okay. Now look back through here. I've got 4 member variables, they're private. I've got 2 constructors, one without the ID and one with the ID. Get set for ID, get set for name, and so on. And that is it, and that is all in the model package. So this class is also known as a plain old Java object or a POJO. And I'll be creating learners from any input that the user clicks or creates or inserts on my GUI, and using that behind the save button. So that's it for now. Please see the next videos which will add on to this.